Hey everyone, I'm on the West Side Highway at the moment. It's called September Parkway. Today's Labor Day, checking out the old neighborhood. At the moment, we're in the process of buying a house upstate. So that's really a major life update right now. I also wanted to talk about starting a YouTube channel in your 40s. I'm 45 now. I don't know where the time's gone. Now, being in your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, it's never too late for this kind of thing. And that's got to come in mulling over. You start to get more comfortable in your own body, in your own skin, the older you are. And you start to care less about what other people think. You start to get more comfortable doing things on your own. And for a long time, I believe there's a two-way give and take between yourself and the universe. You could call it the universe, you call it God, whatever you believe in, whatever your faith is. But essentially, I do believe there's a higher power out there that allows you to manifest what you want in your life. And to me, I've received a lot. I've gotten a lot over the last, my entire life really, taken, and try to give some back, obviously, to, good causes, helping other people. But I've always really wanted to help people on a larger level and be able to affect their lives in some way. And, there's a lot of people struggling out there. I have a younger brother who's really struggling with life right now, and it's very hard to, get through to him sometimes. So don't allow people to do things on their own time also is what I found. You can't force people to do things. They'll do things when they are ready to do them. But that's one of my motivations for wanting to help people. And I've been starting to think of ways I could do that. I wanted to start a coaching business. I dabbled with that for a little while. I spoke to people over the phone and had little one-on-one sessions with them. And so I've been watching a lot of YouTube lately, and what I've noticed, it may just be the algorithm pushing these things to me because I'm watching very similar things, but there's a lot of videos going around right now of people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, even 70s, people talking to the camera and talking about their lives, talking about their experiences, things that they feel could really help people younger than them, things that they wish they knew when they were younger. And these videos have been, they're not edited videos, they are pretty raw, they feel very authentic. I'm starting to see this in a large scale now, and it's largely because of the experiences that people at that age have. Like I said, you start to get more comfortable in your own skin with who you are, not caring about what people think. I look at this 5 or 6 years ago and then thought, or even before I moved to New York City, the thought of having a camera in the street, talking to myself on the camera and not worrying what other people think. I don't think I would have been able to do that. But now it's normal. I live in a city with like 11 million people, and there's people around you all the time. So, and like one of the things I really love about New York City is that no one cares what someone else is doing. The likelihood of seeing that person again is what I realized, is minimal. You're probably not going to see that person ever again in your life. So, and I think that's the view a lot of people around here take also. They know they're not going to see this person again, or these people again, ever in their lives. So why does the opinion of them really matter? And it's something I've really tried to take on board while I've lived here. And it's hard because even when you do get older, you still, no matter how much you try to say to yourself, convince yourself and convince others that you don't care what other people think, we're still very much human, and as human beings, we're conditioned to think and care what other people think. And so I'm trying to get more away from that. And so these videos of mine are going to be very raw. I feel like I'm rambling a lot, but what I'm trying to say is I've been trying to figure out ways of giving back to the universe as the universe is given to me. And trying to combine it with how I've always wanted to help people on a larger scale. And I think because things like YouTube and social media, using that, you can reach so many more people than on a one-to-one basis. On a larger scale, to be able to help more people, social media is one of the greatest inventions of modern times, and we all tend to use social media, not all of us, but a large percentage of us tend to use social media to scroll through, look at other people's lives, compare ourselves, the not so positive parts, I guess. And what I think it can be used as is a way more positive influence on people's lives, to the point where people start believing in themselves and to where you can really help them on a large scale. So that's my real goal for starting the channel. And if you are watching this, it means the algorithm has reached you. And so this video is going to be pretty bad, probably. It's my first real up-close and personal video. I'm starting this channel because I really want to help people at scale. And for too long, I think I've taken from the universe without giving back in a big way. And I want to start putting that right. Like I mentioned earlier, it is a give and take relationship between you and the higher power. So this is really just my introduction. Upcoming videos will delve into a few more topics that would be very helpful to people starting their careers, making life transformations, major life changes, or when people look outward at what can help them. That 50-year-old person who's left their job and is now going to start freelancing, or that person in their 30s who's decided that life in their small town is not for them anymore and wants to explore something else. Person in their 70s who wants to start social media and doesn't know exactly where to start. I want to show you that it's okay for it to be awkward, it's okay for you to fail. Because failure is one of the biggest ways and one of the quickest ways of learning and getting to where you want to be faster than others who are not taking action. Taking action is the single biggest thing in changing your life. And I know what it feels like to overthink, to not feel like doing things, and just delay progressing in your life. Whenever I've taken action to do something and then followed up with consistency and belief is when things have really managed to change for me. I really just like to encourage you to start as a first step. Like action. Whatever it is that's going on in your life right now, if you're watching this video for a reason, means that you are looking for some change in your life and you're willing to make that change. Tell you a little quick story. By the time the pandemic came around in 2020, I'd been here for 3 years. And so I hadn't seen my family. I'd seen my mom for those 3 years when I was here. And I'd been planning a trip, but obviously the pandemic then happened. And so I didn't get to see her for the next 2 years, but I then booked a trip. I realized, it's time, I have to go and see her. So as the pandemic was, winding down over here, especially, went into the plane and then saw her. And my mom hadn't been doing so well during the pandemic. Seeing her when I got there was really hard. She looked very different to what I remember. It had been 5 years by that point. She looked very frail. I was there for a month, and because of how she was doing, and I think she was low on confidence, and the pandemic has really done a number on her. My goal was really to help her get out of that funk and try to encourage her to do that. And my mom's, and she's a hoarder, so she likes keeping old things. And so our house is full of those old things. That was one of the biggest things that helped her during that period of the month when I was there, is starting to clear out everything. And that was what I was just referring to by taking action. Take the action and start to become consistent. I think that's there's two starting points. Once you take action to do something, then plan on being consistent with it. And for her and myself, I was just helping her. We started clearing out the house. We cleared out the cupboards, we cleared out the closets, we cleared out old furniture, old stoves that weren't working. All those kinds of things helped out, clearing out the backyard. And she really got into it. Like daily, she would pack things, put them in boxes, take them away to donate. The previous day, we'd pack, get things organized, and then the following morning, every day, she'd go and donate the things. So we worked on this together for about a month or so. Yeah. By the time I left there, a month later, she was looking so much better. It made me feel so much better, that like in the knowledge that by the time I left there, she was looking physically better, she was seeming mentally better, and that was all really due to taking action. And that's one of the hardest things to do, to start off with. And then the second thing is to be consistent with those actions, and that's the second hardest thing to do. But instead of waiting or making excuses of why she couldn't do something, she jumped into it, dove into it. She realized, she says that there were a few things that I said that really triggered and made her take action, which is great. But it still was on her to take the action though. She was the one who took the actions, and for anyone watching this, that first step is on you. The onus is on you. No one else is going to change your life. And no amount of complaining or looking back on old decisions is going to change that. So practically, I'm a very pragmatic, very practical person. Practically, when I look at things in that way, the quickest way from A to B is to take the action and not look back on previous decisions and what's happened in the past. And so she did that really well. She, took that on board. She really got into it, and to this day, which is a few years later, she's still keeping consistent with her action, which is, she's gotten out a little bit more. She's visiting family out of town. She's cleared out a lot more of the house. And I think that's one of the things I'll get into in a future video, in terms of how much your space makes a difference to your life. Also, clutter in your space means clutter in your mind, means clutter in your life. And it means not being able to focus on the things that really matter, because there's so much in the background that is taking up space in your mind and in your space. So long story short, taking action is one of the biggest things that I could advise. And what I really wanted you to take from this first video, it's easy to get overwhelmed with too many things to focus on at the start. People tend to give advice and they want to go into 10 different things that people should do. But I think we'll start there. Even if you don't do both those things right now, do the first one. Take action. We can work on the consistency later. But take the action, and then tomorrow take another action, and the following day take another action. And eventually it compounds. I think it was Einstein who said that compounding is the eighth wonder of the world. In terms of the way it can change your life, it really is a powerful concept. Tell me what you thought of the video. It's really been out of my comfort zone. But if I can affect one person and help them with the change they're going through in their life, then it's really well worth it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.